the clients who seem to choose me to work with seem to have a few characteristics in common. One is I think they know they need to change or they want to change. Many of them are successful businesses that have grown rapidly in their past. And I think a lot of times when people come into businesses like that and they tell them they need to change, there's sometimes a lack of respect for what's already been achieved, or there's a lack of acknowledgement of what's already been achieved. And I have so much respect for heritage in business and what's got them to there, and I love to find out all about that backstory and see what did get them to where they got to. It's usually fascinating. It's a bit like opening a Christmas present for me, finding out everything about that story and how they've competed and how they've won and how they've grown and all that. So I think there's got to be some respect to start with. I think that's one of the reasons why the clients I work with choose me, because I like that. I like to understand the story until now. But there's also this amazing restlessness in them that whatever they've done isn't going to be good enough, and that they need to continue to strive and push and drive and innovate and think. You know, every business that has fought for it, that's been successful, has also thought for it. And these leaders are restless for their next thing. They know that they need to change, and especially now, a lot of them are really concerned about how fast they're moving, and they're trying to get their leadership teams acting differently, being more strategic and pushing things forward. They know that they can't do everything themselves now, that they're a bigger organisation. And so they don't want to actually, they don't want what they did to other companies to happen to them. So they have often, in some way, small or large, disrupted the markets that they've entered, and they've grown, and they've now become a large organisation, or larger than they used to be. And they don't want to be disrupted like they did to the market incumbents that were there before them. So they've got this hunger to shift before they need to. And I think that's the characteristic, one of the characteristics of an exceptional leader, is when there's no complacency. There's respect for the past, but there's no complacency about it. And there's no complacency on the heritage and legacy, that it's acknowledged, it's integrated as a strength, it's in the DNA and comes out of the organisation's pores from the perspective of pride and confidence. But then there's this almost paranoia as well, this flip side about, well, we need to be continuing to do differently and more. And it's that big, bold stuff that you can bolt on to the way your companies are working now. That's the fun part. And so, yeah, it's work, but it's fun. So the typical clients that I work with are the ones that have been successful, but draw no comfort from the fact that they are.